in 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone and welcome back to 4 Pixels. Koku is here with Rosh and Saku, and we are continuing Ace Attorney investigations.
Hello.
Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Balinese embassy tonight. Did you pick that up? Sorry.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, my mic's just been up and down, so I thought I'd ask. Sorry. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else here with the body.
Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yatagarasu.
Do you imagine if Kay was just like, I am the Yatagarasu? It's like, shut up.
Like, God, this is what happens to Phoenix is happening to me. It's like dealing with Larry all over again.
Exactly. But it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu.
Ah! Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu.
Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu.
Very well. Then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manikochen.
Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of.
Why arrest Kay? For being too adorable, that's why.
It's true. Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Balinese embassy tonight. I think I said Balinese last time.
I thought you said bolognese and I was like, delicious. I would go to that embassy. They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagarasu committed murder and eluded us.
Of course, I chased after the Yatagarasu that entered the Balinese embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy.
Confusion caused by the fire. What's confusing about a fire?
Who started
Are
it?
you saying... Yeah, no, that's right. That the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire.
No, it was always burning since the world's been turning.
Thank you.
Sorry. A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire.
I'm glad that the suspect isn't Gumshoe this time. He's a suspicious person in a long coat. They all look at him.
Well, she's going, oh no!
Taking his coat off slowly, like...
What? Me? Never worn a long coat in my life, pal.
And then this is the one time it was him.
He's really a secret arsonist.
The perfect crime.
Like, committing crimes to stay close to Edgeworth. Sounds like we have a phantom in our midst.
Yeah.
Suspicious man! In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears.
And removes his half mask and sings for me. Why is he here? Doesn't he have a matinee on? Furthermore, the girl claims to be the Yatagarasu.
Yeah, I wish you'd stop that. Devastating to my case. Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer.
No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Cochin for the key.
I see. Her logic is very sound. I expected nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary.
Agent Lang, not so much.
Well, we all know the paralegal does all the work anyway.
That's true.
However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It might just be the opening I need.
She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Cochin for the key.
So you're claiming that Kay knew that a foreign country's embassy had such documents?
As stated in the calling card, the Yatagarasu was out to steal a dirty secret. Which means that the goal tonight was to steal those smuggling activity documents.
You have it all wrong. It was the fake that sent that card.
Your words are meaningless. If you are truly innocent, then let's see some proof.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I leave it to you to handle this.
Good delegation, Kay.
Yes, I'd rather you did. The Yatagarasu's goal. Huh.
You can claim she's innocent, but you can't change the facts I've already outlined. And most importantly, other than her, there was no... Sorry. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body.
I really don't think that being the first to discover the body makes her the killer by default.
No, but if you saw the self-purported Yatagarasu standing in front of the body, wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself?
Even so, I'd still listen to what that person had to say before I passed judgment.
Nerd.
Are you talking about yourself in those times when you were under suspicion?
Oh, yes, when your father framed me for murder. Thank you, Francisca.
Let's not air our daddy issues in front of the nice policeman. I think the pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience.
It'll happen eventually.
It happens to
Yeah.
us all.
I, personally, know that feeling really well, sir.
It's like a rite of
Get away from
passage.
me.
And given my situation, I now know exactly what it's like too. I'm fine with never experiencing it. Ever.
You don't
Next
do not
episode.
anyway. Francisco is wrongly accused.
Are you done with your little group conference?
You
No.
can't be in the club either.
No one would do it because they know they just get whipped to death.
So I could literally see her murdering someone and be like, no, she doesn't do that.
So, Agent Shih-na suspects Kay of murder simply because Kay is the Yatagarasu. But if I can prove that the Yatagarasu's goal is not related to murder, then I may be able to begin to reason with her. Yeah, she looks reasonable. He's the one. Cookie! Could you be playing? I got some evidence for you.
Imagine if he
Age.
spoke like that.
I wish he did. I wish I wasn't as, I wish I could speak jive. I could just do Edgeworth's voice like that all the time.
Gumshoe scat jazzing in the background.
Yeah. But sadly, I'm as white as he is, so it's going to be this way. Agent Shih-na, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic.
Oh.
Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yatagarasu, I am certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Ko-chan's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents.
To be entirely fair, she caught her as she was leaving, didn't she? That is a nice fright.
It is. What a beautiful smile she has.
It's like that guy with the saliva dribbled on her.
Oh god.
He's like hanging from the ceiling above her,
Oh
coming down slowly like Spider-Man. Spider kiss.
no! My punch.
By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked. It's obvious the killer's target was not the safe at all.
Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Ko-chan had the key on him.
If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact.
Need, reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him while she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe's second compartment before returning the key.
Nah.
But the fact still remains that Mr. Ko-chan was stabbed to death.
I object to that. You have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act.
Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes.
What?
Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars.
Next time I play this game, I'm going to read Edgeworth as a hillbilly and see how different it is.
What, read him like a lot of heart?
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
And read her like...
Coco's favourite character. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is a part of a special three-piece set, which has a design like no other. The evidence and testimony at all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument.
That is your definitive evidence?
You see now that she is definitely the killer, right?
No.
No! Mr. Edgeworth, you've gotta believe me. I
Babe,
saw
I
a
totes believe you.
suspicious person with a coat that looks nothing like gumshoes outside the embassy. I swear!
Thanks, Ed.
That could therefore definitely be his foot. And you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person who isn't Gumshoe.
That's right. I ran into this office only because I was chasing after Not Gumshoe. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then...
Is that the dead body talking?
Who's there? Just a random voice. It says, I came to this room upon hearing the girl scream. It was kind of like... That is definitive proof. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. I wasn't holding her hard or anything, she was just acting like I was. She was weirdly into it. Came with like bracing against the wall, like, "Oh, Miss Shih-na, don't restrain me too hard." She was like, "Oh."
That's the whole reason she's doing this. Like, she wasn't even going to, but then Kay acted like that. She's like, fine, fine. We're gonna do this.
You pushed me to this. You see how you've driven me to this? So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon.
The knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find any one prints on it.
Any one prints, eh?
That's what the text said. Any one prints.
That's what it says.
But the suspicious person in the black coat who came into this room before me...
Calm down, Roland Deshane. You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go?
I don't know. But I know they came in here.
That sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth.
She has a point. What? No, she doesn't, Edgeworth.
Alright, Shih-na, you may have a point, but here's my point. Kay is adorable!
Look how cute she is. She's even crying.
You made her cry. How does that make you feel?
Nothing reminds me of my first time more than a lady crying.
Ooh.
That's a disgusting joke that came from another cartoon.
Yeah, I know that cartoon, and that's when I was like, alright, I don't know if I want to watch this.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
I had to mute my mic, I was laughing.
I was like, oh, that joke fell flat, nobody laughed. You moved your mic, that's you. Giving me a complex.
Ooh, nasty.
Too nasty. What do I think this is? Cards Against Humanity? Oh, jeez. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence. Show that they are with some solid evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't...
That's good enough for me! Okay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that.
Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can.
Throw down? Don't worry, I can and I will. He's very sassy when he's got Francisca with him.
The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife.
So is your face.
Cool.
Does this mean that you already have the results back?
We have confirmed that the shape of the Babalese knife's blade matches the wound. Please don't confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensics team with your own.
Ow. I mean, fair, but ow.
I won't if you don't underestimate our police force.
Oh,
And so we're clear, I'd hardly say your logic is sound, which you will see in a bit.
that was almost like complimenting Gumshoe. It wasn't, but it was what I was getting there.
The moment I've been waiting for!
It was veering slightly into that territory. Like, let's not kid ourselves. He 100% didn't. But if you can prove me wrong, please, by all means, go ahead.
That has been my intention all along. Now let us return to your testimony.
The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding.
Hold it!
Yes, she was.
You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes?
I was also on the search for the Yatagarasu. When I heard that girl's scream coming from this room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw that girl standing there motionless with a knife in her hands.
But I already told you. I only came in here because I was after the Yatagarasu. How many times do I need to say this? The suspicious person I saw came into this room. But when I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something by my foot on the floor, so I turned on the lights and then... You grappled
found out
me.
it was a murder weapon. Yes, and then that happened.
How many times do I have to tell you I didn't grapple you? You put yourself in that position and stood beside me. How many times do I have to tell you? We can't trust the words of a suspect. She totally did it, didn't she?
The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it?
That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol on the scene of a crime.
It's gotta be her, or someone's hiding in a secret compartment in this room somewhere, because someone came in this room and never left.
Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent?
I'm working on it, dude. I think I do, because there is one piece of evidence I find a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again.
I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim.
Hold it!
I ask that you please refrain from speculation.
Have you played these games? Do you know what scenes you're in?
Clearly he doesn't know. He's in a world of his own.
Yeah. It's a sound hypothesis delivered from the evidence. There's no room for debate.
Somehow that hurt me.
Ms. Edgeworth, know that an ungraceful loss will not be tolerated, my subordinate.
I wouldn't mind grappling you.
Oh, honey, you do not know what you are asking for. Now rebut her hypothesis with factual logic. Otherwise, what was your investigation for?
Oh my god, they were both tops.
She needs some milk. Yes, you are correct. Thank you.
Helping a subordinate out with advice is the job of any good superior.
She seems to be rather enjoying herself, but she is correct nonetheless. Agent Shih-na, please continue with your testimony.
The knife is a part of a special 3-piece set which has a design like no other.
Hold it.
About the 3-piece set, is there really no other like it?
Let's ask Ambassador Paliano for more details, shall we?
No, let's not ask him anything. It's okay. We're good.
Ah!
Your knives are indeed special. They have the butterfly, the symbol of the Bubble Republic of Babao, engraved on them. And because there are only 3 of them in the world, they are very, very valuable.
Sorry, I stepped on a rake. The national symbol. Well, the knives are covered in the butterfly design.
Along with the Alabastian set, our respective countries only have 3 knives each.
In the whole country?
It makes dinner time very awkward.
I see.
Are you satisfied now? If so, let's continue. Did we decide that his name was Paliano, or was it Palineo? I just realised as I was reading it.
I guess we
I
went
can't
with
remember.
Paleno, because like I switched the A
Yeah.
and the E the first time when I pronounced
Yeah,
it.
Shih-na just doesn't care about pronunciation. We'll just go with that, okay?
Wow, what does she call Edgeworth?
Bitch. The evidence and testimony, it all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument.
Hold it.
Oh, yes, there is!
Oh yes, you about to be surprised? No, I believe there is still room for debate, and I'll thank you not to decide that for me.
You're not welcome.
Grr.
I didn't decide anything for you. I'm merely looking at reality the way it is.
I mean, it's true that Edgeworth doesn't really do that. Are you sure you're not just viewing the facts through rose-colored glasses?
Mine are black.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mr. Edgeworth, I think she's mad at you. Maybe, can't tell.
Perhaps. But our definitions of reality are a tad different.
In my reality, Gumshoe doesn't do anything worthwhile. Are the 2 of you done chatting?
Agent Shih-na's proof is that the Babalese knife that Kay was allegedly holding.
Yeah. How are you going to prove that Kay didn't do it, sir?
If Agent Shih-na wants to suspect Kay merely because Kay was the only one here, then I must show with evidence that Kay couldn't have committed the murder.
But do you have such evidence, sir?
Yes, there is one piece of evidence that seems very unnatural to me. And I believe it's my duty to point that out to Agent Shih-na. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Knife. One of
Or-
3. So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth?
What are you getting at?
I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there is not a speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched. It was, in fact, not the real murder weapon.
It wasn't the real murder weapon.
This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? He loves doing this. Like, look at this. This one's a key, and this one can take apart, and this one turns into a building.
This one's covered in juice.
Grape juice, yum yum. As you can see, the Babalese knife has now been disassembled into 2 parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Kochan was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. But really, it was the caterpillar-themed knife that did it. This should clear up any and all suspicion surrounding Kay.
Argument isn't airtight yet.
How so?
It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing?
I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem.
Huh. The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. Stab.
Ow.
You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Kochan's killer. You're just saying that while stabbing her repeatedly. She is not and could not have been the killer.
Got like no blood's coming out of her.
She's just looking down, sort of, yep. Finished yet? Finished having a tantrum?
I did that in a Monster of the Week game recently. What is this mark on here?
It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means.
No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar, just like I'd like to do to that whip-wielding woman over there.
And so they do.
Please don't hit on my sister.
It's so don't my sister right now. You're distracting me. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance.
Just like she has with Francesca. Francesca.
Now to prove the relationship that the butterfly and the flower have with this somehow. I'm really distracted now. My poor sister. She's not allowed in any relationship.
You can't be serious.
It appears that you made the connection. I thought only I had that superpower. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, please be true. This blade is from one of the Alabast ornamental knives. This part of the knife handle has Fable's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniably of Babalese in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle.
To try? Want to find out?
I've tried, it didn't work. Incidentally,
Oh?
when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Shih-na?
After the fire had broken out.
That's right. Kay entered the Babalese embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Alabastian side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer.
Whoop! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What a great victory!
Get your hand off Gumshoe's shoulder, man.
So warm and strong.
Such broad soldiers.
Yeah.
Everyone's like trying to like indicate with their eyes that Gumshoe should move.
She's like too nice. Hi! Why is everyone so quiet?
I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name, but that guy is touching your shoulder right now. It worries me.
A friendly wee
What will
pat on the
happen
shoulder,
next?
it's no problem. She's totally oblivious.
What is the meaning of this? An alabaster knife here?
Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Babel? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over.
You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run? Now that's the way a real great thief operates.
Kay.
Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth. For proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did.
Not really, but...
Come on, you don't have to be shy about it.
Okay, he does need to deserve you, hen. Your argument is still not airtight.
Would you care to elaborate?
No. I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there is still the possibility that she is the Yatagarasu. And she just like pulls out like a little thing and just plays, I'm the Yatagarasu! I'm the Yatagarasu! Yatagarasu!
That again? Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I'm the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay?
Whether you're the real deal or a fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Preposterous. On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing?
The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu, that in itself is a most elegant proof.
Miss Shih-na,
Yes,
I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards, I will walk it the best I can.
it's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that.
Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Shih-na.
I love Kay's theme.
Yeah.
Let me share something with you, too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? Well, I guess we'd better get going. Going to where? To the Kingdom of Alabast. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. to see where the Alabastian knife came from. We'll have to pay the...
Genuinely, sorry, for a second, thought it was going to be standing here talking to ourselves, and I was just like, what, like Coco's doing right now? Oh, why? Sorry.
It's okay. We'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. Let's go, Maz Edgeworth. As you are my subordinates, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt.
Understood. I'll walk between you and that lady.
I'll walk between you and that
Thank
lady
you.
when you walk behind her. And I'll just watch you all leave.
Let's hurry up, folks. And with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
So funny. Too funny.
Saku, what cartoon is that quote from? Because it was bothering me the whole time.
Drawn together.
Yep, I knew it.
It was Spanky Ham who said it from Drawn
Yeah,
Together.
of course it was.
There's too many random quotes in my brain. I was like, oh god, it was in too bad taste. I shouldn't have said that.
You know, it really speaks to like where I am as a person, that I interpreted the quote from Edgeworth as being like, oh yeah, that makes sense because she knows he's gay.
Yeah.
That's why she's crying.
She's crying
Aw.
because she's like, you can't do this.
Honey, stop.
Yeah. It's okay, you don't have to. You ever see that movie Saved?
Which one?
It's called Saved, and it's like about people in a Christian community, and I think her boyfriend is gay, and they're trying really hard to save each other. Like I can't quite remember, but like she's trying to save her boyfriend by being a good girlfriend and having sex with him and stuff.
Oh. Huh.
But at the end of it, he's like more comfortable and such. Like it's really nice, but it's silly. It's